Welcome back to Step into Power. In this video, I'm going to be covering the topic or the concept of it doesn't matter what it looks like. So this one concept goes so deep into so many different areas. So the basis that I'm going to start off with is essentially that everything in your life is absolutely meaningless. Everything is actually just neutral. There's no built-in meaning to really anything that happens or any circumstance in your life. So literally, it does not matter what any situation appears to look like on the surface because it is inherently meaningless. You are the creator of your reality, so you get to give the meaning to whatever it is that is happening within your world. This can go into so many things, like for example, let's say you're wanting to choose a romantic partner and you have this belief system that she has to be a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, but your belief system for what qualifies a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 is her physical appearance. She has to look a specific way. Now, if you're judging your relationship based off of this very superficial thing on how it looks according to what society says is attractive, then guess what? You're giving all of your power away to other people. Okay, what are other people gonna think about my romantic partner if she looks this way? Okay, I can't have her look this way, so she needs to look like a Victoria's Secret model or whatever it is that you're looking for, an IG model, right? So that I can be validated and look like I have a high value girlfriend. You're very focused on what it looks like. And if you're solely focused on what it looks like, guess what you're missing out on? All of the depth, all of the stuff that, in my opinion, actually matters. The sadder reality about today is that many people choose to care about how does it look like to other people? How does it sound like? How do I look and sound like to other people? What do they think about me? Rather than, am I actually being myself? Am I actually being true to myself? Or am I just doing and saying and being the way I think other people want me to be? That is the definition of living in hell, of being a people pleaser, of living life for other people rather than living life for yourself. And funny enough, when you live life for yourself, that's how you actually benefit other people. Another situation, let's say you end up going bankrupt, losing all of your money. A lot of people would interpret this as inherently negative. Oh, this is such a bad thing that happened. Why do you say that? How do you know that? What if I were to tell you that you going bankrupt was literally the best possible thing that could have happened for you to have an amazing future? You learned all types of lessons. You learned how to let go of needing money in order to feel worthy. You learned how to do all of these things that you wouldn't have been able to learn if you didn't go bankrupt. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you want to end up bankrupt or you want to end up with someone who doesn't look like they're a healthy person, or you want to end up in all these quote unquote negative situations. And it's not necessarily that you want that. It's just that you can understand and you can be just as powerful in a situation to where you're bankrupt, or if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank account. It doesn't matter what it looks like. So what am I getting to here? I'm getting to power. True power isn't in the external. It isn't in your materialistic possessions. It is within the way that you define yourself to be. Are you defining yourself as an empowered being who's in a joyful state, grateful for whatever is happening? Or are you defining yourself as someone who is a powerless being who is in a negative state and trying to avoid certain situations and trying to control situations? You get to choose how it is that you want to interpret your reality. And if you decide to take on what you prefer, how you prefer to see yourself, then you are actually going to end up attracting those things quite quickly. You may not understand this now, but you are quite literally the creator of your reality. So if you're experiencing a very negative experience, you are the one that is choosing to create that negative experience. If you're enjoying a really positive experience of your life, you're the one that is choosing to experience that joyful experience. You have the power to decide what it is. Now, the reason why you feel as though this may not be true is because unconsciously, we already decide what it is that's negative and what it is that's positive. Like, okay, if this happens, I'll be in an amazing state and I'll feel so happy. If this happens, I'll be in a negative state and I'll feel devastated. Since you already have these unconscious beliefs bought into your subconscious, guess what? When it happens, boom, you're automatically gonna either enter into a positive state if it's what you perceive as good, or you're gonna enter into a negative state if it's what you perceive as negative. It's unconscious. This is why you're unaware that you're the one that's actually creating your experience. You can just as easily make it conscious, and you can decide how it is you want to experience whatever is happening. Let me give you an example. Last night, I was watching this YouTube video of a body cam footage of a police officer going into an interaction, and this male that he was talking to was super agitated and angry because he said that, he had to get to work and that some guy was hitting on his girlfriend, and then he doesn't like cops. So all of these things, he felt like the world was attacking him because he had to get to work. So he was in a rush and he didn't want to deal with the cops, and a dude was hitting on his girlfriend. So now he's mad about that. And then also, he just has negative beliefs surrounding cops. So the fact that a cop's even talking to him, he's getting even more agitated. But guess what? He is the one that is choosing to experience all of these circumstances which in actuality, they are neutral. They don't have any built-in meaning. They don't mean anything. He is the one that's giving them a negative interpretation. So he is experiencing a negative experience. Everyone does this. You do this. Every single person does this. You choose how it is you want to interpret your reality. And he ended up freaking out, yelling, cussing, saying all these really mean things towards the police officers. But he's the one that's creating that super negative experience. For example, when I encounter a cop, my encounters with cops are the best. If you want to know how to deal with cops, just literally watch how I do it, and it works every single time. What do? I'm just respectful, tell the truth, and I have a conversation with them. It's that easy. You know why? Because I don't place any built-in and negative meanings onto the cops. So I don't manifest a negative experience, right? Because that guy that I was talking about in the body cam footage, he ended up getting a domestic, what is it called? Not domestic, disorderly conduct. So because he was being very loud and obnoxious and cussing and yelling. He's the one that created that negative experience that he now has to show up to the court date. If he was just respectful, honest, had a conversation, literally just those three things, he would have avoided that situation where he got disorderly conduct and now has to go to court, and creating this really negative experience for him. I've been in situations, cop pulled me over for speeding, and the fact that I'm just honest, respectful, tell the truth, they let me go. I could have just as easily made that a negative experience, had some attitude towards the cop, and then get into this battle with him. And then obviously it's gonna result in a negative experience. He actually charges me for a ticket. But that never happens with me because I choose how I want to experience my reality in a positive way. And you could just as easily do this yourself. If you want to know more about this, be sure to just subscribe, like, and be ready for some more content. I'm really excited for this. I'll see you on the next one.